No, I
Remote
never
viewing.
enhanced it. Just done some of it. Never enhanced.
I'm telling you, I've done that. I mean, I use that shit too. I mean, I'm sure we all kind of familiar with astral projection, but like being able to remote view and being able to trust in the result and the environment that you being able to describe it in vivid detail, it only strengthens your ability to be able to trust your, you know what I'm saying, your gifts, your power. You know what I'm saying? And that's also another. I don't hear a lot of people talking about remote viewing. I hear mostly white folks talking about it, but if you learn how to utilize that shit and being able to like psychically place yourself within an environment, like at my job, I can go there right now and still be talking to y'all and be able to, you know what I'm saying, go through shit, see shit, you know what I'm saying?
And that's
It's
why
that's another ability that we all have at our disposal, you know what I'm saying?
and if you can take pictures, right, and or video, and you can study it, you can
Mm-hmm.
then immerse yourself into that location any fucking time. You know,
Right.
through your
Anytime.
viewing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to
Exactly.
tell you.
That's
Especially your
facts.
workplace. If you always be there,
Mm-hmm.
shit. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the bathrooms and shit. Fuck up the toilets while they shitting. Oh man.
Yep.
You know
You
what
know what
I'm
that
saying?
is? That's psionics.
Yep.
We using, you know what I'm saying, our psionic abilities and being able to activate that shit on some X-Men shit. You know what I mean? These are abilities that we have. That's naturally that we
Yeah.
all have. That's our birthright. But if you know them and you can embrace them and weaponize them to your benefit, man, no, there's no limit to this shit, man. Like I said, there's no limit to like all the ideas and shit Jeff just brought up. It's whatever you put a magical intention behind. I don't give a fuck what it is. It's gonna produce a result just
Mm-hmm.
based on your mind. Your mind is all the universe is mental. You put that will and intent behind that shit, boom, boom.
I
I'm
had
telling you,
I had
motherfucker.
lightning strike my neighbor's house and break down their fucking ceiling and shit. Yeah,
Damn.
and rain after. That's yeah. No fucking
Who you
bull.
tap in? That shit, you tap in the storm or some shit? Who you fucking with on that? What you do? I want to
No,
hear this shit.
well, what I did was, I was listening to. What I did was I just removed all of the inability to believe that I couldn't do it. All of the
There
fear,
you go.
all that shit was like
That's
just
it.
gone. I mean, immediately
Gone.
wiped out. And I was like, okay,
Yep.
I'm going to control this motherfucking thunder because it was thunder and lightning, right? But it wasn't raining. If they said it was going to rain that night, and I used anger as my motherfucking
There
fuel.
you go. Use your
I
emotions.
used
Using your
that shit.
motherfucking emotions and
I
weaponizing it. That's it.
I used that shit, and I didn't do no chanting, none of that shit. I just went outside. I just went outside on the deck, seen it, felt the anger, pulled the anger up. Like just like when you feel your kundalini rising, and you move your kundalini
Mm-hmm.
body through your limbs and stuff. I did the same thing with
Mm-hmm.
the anger, right? Seeing the lightning, felt the lightning in my hands, and I charged it in my hands, and I charged it and felt it, and I used my psychic horns, and I fucking shot that shit at the house, pulled it from the sky, and the lightning started striking all around me and shit, and then I
Yep.
just directed it right to the house.
That's some straight cis shit right there, Jeff. That's some
Oh
straight
shit!
cis shit.
Psychomancy, man. He
Yep.
talking about the damn psychic horn. That's just straight up out of psychomancy. Exactly, man. That shit is powerful. What the fuck you just said, bro? So simple, man.
And it was but while I was doing it, there was no like I had to put myself, like some people say they call it the zone. I had to
Mm-hmm.
it was there. And I mean and one thing I do and I had noticed I could not change like like change my mind or change my feelings or emotions. Once I start, I cannot stop until I'm completed. Until it's done.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because I had one time I was angry and I was like, well, I'm gonna try some shit, but in the intro, like in midway or 3/4 of the way, that it stopped. It was like fuck. So the rain and shit just started falling down on me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, goddamn, what happened? I lost my train of thought dropped. you know, and I was no longer focused, you know. So once you focus and you get in that zone, you got to stay there, you
Yep.
know. Yeah, and so that's what I did, and then I pulled the rain down because I wanted them to suffer, you know what I'm saying? And they goddamn suffered.
That's man. Listen, hey, this recording, right?
Yeah, it's recorded now, but we
Well,
lost the other shit that was on there. My computer froze, so we're fucked.
hey, it's all we can wherever, bro. There's a lot of knowledge dropped on this motherfucker, regardless. And that shit gonna permeate.
Maybe it was supposed to stay private for all I know. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. This some shit, man. Listen, bro. That nigga Jeff got me amped like a motherfucker because
he's an assassin. You gotta watch out for him, brother.
like using Atmos kinesis is one of the skill sets that I fuck with. I'm talking about cloud dispersion, creating clouds out of thin air, shit like that, using wind around me, wind gusts, fucking up the leaves and shit like that. And based on him using that, but weaponizing your emotions and channeling that energy, like you said, on some Sith type shit, but directing it to something. I'm telling you, that's why they don't want motherfucking. That's why they don't want niggas to weaponize they anger. You know what I'm saying? That's why they try to keep you docile and keep you calm. It's like Incredible Hulk. Once you get mad, once we get mad, man, that melanin get to cooking and that chaos get to rising. You know what's gonna happen there. We blow this motherfucker up. Like we walking time bombs and some shit like, you know what I'm saying? So
what's interesting, Rogue Titan?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all ever heard of a thought bomb. How many of y'all heard of a thought bomb?
I have before I came across it.
It's in Sith sorcery. It's in Darth Bane, the Darth Bane trilogy. If all of us in this room got together and we created one thought, we could actually bomb a whole city and take out a whole city with our thought alone. That's how much power you can generate behind your thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's how much power you can generate behind your thought. Hold on, Jeff. I'm gonna unmute you. Everything got muted all of a sudden, so I'm gonna mute you now. Go ahead.
A thought bomb. Oh my God, yes. There was a lady in one of my old classes, and what her and I decided to do, it was something happening in Cincinnati, and so she called me and she asked me, she said, Jeff, do you want to do some shit for Cincinnati? And I was like, well, I really don't care for people. She was like, well, look, no, I want to do something. So she was like, I said, okay. I said, well, let's do this. Let's put our thoughts together. And this is before I didn't know anything about a thought bomb. But this is what we did. We decided to put our thoughts together, right? And in case we put our thoughts together, we went to the bathroom, we sat on the toilet, right? And we put all of our intentions and thoughts and all that shit in the shit that we was going to shit out, right? Then we visited the city. We got the same picture of the city, right?
Right.
Looking at the city while we were sitting, and then we just sent the thoughts to the city and while we were shitting, and there was a fucking flood. There was a flood in that part of Cincinnati that we were looking at.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was a flood. That should happen in 2017.
Yep.
2017.
That's exactly what a thought bomb is. You created a thought bomb, and that's the stuff I be trying to teach, but I can't do it in public. Rogue Titan knows that's the shit we try to do in private. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're trying to build shit like this, because that's the shit that Jeff is on, Rogue Titan's on. That's the shit that we do in private. That's the stuff we really need to start building on. This is just general discussion most of the time. You know what I'm saying? In general, we keep it public, kind of PC, but for some reason, like I said, the computer went out because it was supposed to. Because this is the shit that we really be working on, and we really don't put out a lot in our videos and things like that, because people honestly are gonna think we're fucked up and crazy. But y'all know, every one of y'all have this gift. Jeff just took it to another level. That's all. But just realize that every one of in here has a gift to do all these things. And probably some of y'all been doing this shit a lot longer than you realize. Some of y'all been fucking shit up before you even realize, and wonder why when you really got angry, that's when everything around you started to happen. But they teach you not to be angry, right? They teach you to hide your anger. But why is it when you angry, you accomplish the most shit? Why? You ever notice that?
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you go back into some of the I use the Sith a lot because I work a lot of that shit a lot. But if you ever notice the Sith, what do they always tell Darth Vader? What did Darth Plagueis, Darth Sidious tell Darth Vader? He said, use your anger, right?
Yeah.
He said, use your anger, use it to fuel you, to empower you. It gives you focus. So anybody who tells you stop being angry, tell them, you know what to tell them anyways. But let me, yeah, exactly. So let me take where we ever left off, because I know we didn't get to some people that had questions. So I don't think it's fair. We got to get to them real quick. All right. Darkness Bay, any questions?
Yo, hey man, couple comments and a question. It's been a wonderful, enlightening talk we had tonight. A lot of great information from everybody, especially that last little piece. I guess I've been on the path for about 4 years, going back to when you guys had a blog talk on the other one. I think his name was Beniti.
Right.
And I used to, a lot of those lectures y'all did, especially on the chakra system, that helped me out a big time. But the feminine energy, I started out on like Shango and some of the lighter energy, Shango, Oshun, and then the last year or so I've moved on to like Marduk and Nana. But the feminine energy is very versatile, and it's a lot more powerful, I guess, because it's more versatile. And the protection, the energy that they give you, the sexual energy, I mean, it's all like on other levels. Now, my current situation, I'm not able to, I've pretty much, I've enlightened myself. And because of the enlightenment, I've come to some understandings, and I've decided to change careers to help create the life that I really, that I want. Understanding that I even can do that, it's just changed my perspective on life. But I'm also in a position where I can't set up altars. You know what I mean? So my question is, what are my alternatives? Other than just meditating, standing with I'm doing the meditations. I'm working on resistance and not resisting my Kundalini energy from rising, and trying to work on any resistance that I have to creating the life that I want. And it's been a lot of work, but I've made a lot of I feel like I made a many gains in that regard. But come to a point where I feel stuck in some areas because I'm still not where I want to be, but I know I'm on the edge, but I'm not able. And I'm not trying to use not having altars as an excuse, but I'm looking for the alternative of what I can do, things that I can do to still be using these energies and embodying these energies and get to a point where I manifest the life, the exact life that I want. And like you said on Friday, using other people's money to make money, OPM. But just trying to, that's my question. Like, what other things can I be doing? Should I be doing to remove the resistance and to I've experimented with. I haven't done what Jeff done, but I've like been out at football practice and got clouds to move over the sun and cool it off and stuff like that. So I know my power, but in some areas, in other areas, I'm like, why do I have blockage right here?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where I am right now.
In my opinion, like, man, get a pen, get a notebook, man, and put your thoughts and intent and write them motherfuckers down, bro. And repeat them shits in the mirror to yourself. Write what you want to have, what your career want to be. Write that shit, read that shit to yourself in the mirror as if you talking to yourself. and feel the effect of you manifesting your truest, deepest desires, and feel the, you know what I'm saying, the emotion of accomplishing that shit right now. You see what I'm saying? The pen is a strong weapon because that's where you can take your chaotic thoughts and put them to order on that damn paper. You see what I'm saying? And just let your pen empty the motherfucking pen on the damn pad, bro, of all the shit you manifest. And you talking about you have blockages. What I would do in a situation like that, I would put on a deific mask of somebody like Kali, somebody like God of War Kratos, a motherfucker that's that embrace the challenge and, you know what I'm saying, chop down that shit and go through that shit, embody that aspect and going about your everyday lifestyle, whatever it is that you're doing with the mindset of chopping that shit down, whatever resistance that you have, because the chaotic energy that you have within you is trying to manifest itself. And it's seeing blockages. It's gonna manifest. It's gonna express itself one way or another. So why not wield that power? Why not, you know what I'm saying, utilize that shit to, you know what I'm saying, for your benefit? You know what I'm saying, with the focus, will, and intent. But first things first, man. In my opinion, bro, get a pen and pad, bro. As much paper as you can, and just put your thoughts on the fucking pad, bro, and read it to yourself in the mirror and meditate on that shit. You know what I'm saying? As many times as you need to do. You know what I mean? And believe that shit and know that you got to. And, you know what I'm saying, have that confidence and embody that shit, man. It can't help but manifest. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck how bad your situation is. You can always change that shit once you claim your power. You know what I'm saying? You take that chaos energy, you put it to order, and you wield that shit. You rock that shit, bro. 100%.
Also, check this out, Darkness Bay. You don't need the altar. Don't get this twisted. A lot of people think they need an altar to work this. My motto is, you are the altar. You're the walking altar. Everything and everywhere you go, you are the altar. Stop. We got to get out of this mindset that, oh, I have to have an altar and that's the only time I can work this. No. You could work this any moment, any day, any second. I'll give you an example. Brother Rogue Titan, the first time he was on here, he gave great ideas of what to do. You could put a sigil underneath your shoe and pick yourself up all day, brother. Weaponize, absorb, do everything you have to do by putting a sigil on your shoe. You can put a sigil on. I have one in my wallet. I have a sigil in my wallet, and I have an amulet of power that I use to absorb and to take energy and to stay charged up. It doesn't have to be in front of an altar. An altar is just a vortex, okay?
Yeah.
But we all should be working to get to the level where you don't need an altar.
Right.
We all should be working to get to the level where you don't need no gods or goddesses. You working to the level where you are the god and goddess. And 20 years from now, they're going to be talking about Darkness Bay. Remember that god? They're going to write stories about you. That's what the level we should be working to do, is not just stay in front of an altar and, oh, Kali tickled my left tit. Bullshit. You should be working on, I am, manifesting that power of Kali every day in my life without an altar. I walk, talk, breathe, shit, sleep this, so I manifest this. So I just wanted to interject on that, because I hear a lot of people say, well, I don't have an altar. You don't need one. You don't need one at all, because you are the altar. And that really is one of the highest principles on the left-hand path, is you become the walking, talking ritual and altar every day of your life. So you already working this. You got the gifts, you got the abilities, keep working it. And don't allow yourself to shift into the mindset that I gotta have certain things before I really can do it. No, you don't. You could put an altar in your car, bro. You could put a little deific mask on your dashboard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People don't realize that. You could put a little deific mask on your dashboard. You could take, like the brother who had the Transformers, you could take the Transformer and put it on your dashboard. You know what I'm saying? People gonna be like, yo, I like that action figure. You know what it's really for. You understand? These are the things you could do, but I think we limit ourselves because we still think that I gotta have some altar. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's what white people do. We're creative beings by nature. We're melanated. You don't have to have the damn robe on doing all this shit, you know what I'm saying, and hail skin and all this damn spooky ass Hollywood shit. You don't need that. You already walking, talking. You a melanated being. You already magnetic by nature. You already have neuromelanin on a higher vibration and frequency that you're able to take dark energy, dark matter, and fold it into a physical existence. Do you know how powerful that is?
Yeah.
Dr. Edward Bruce Bynum, Dark Light Conscious, speaks about the power of neuromelanin, how we miss it. Neuromelanin is really the seat the Uranus sits in when it rises up the Kundalini. It sits in the neuromelanin. It sits up here by the pineal gland. We forget these things. Because why? We're so trained to have an altar. Go ahead, Brother Rotite. And then I'm going to take Jeff Moore because I see his hand up. Go ahead.
Nah, man. Like I said, this shit right here, man, your chaotic energy, man, it don't have no choice but to manifest itself, man. And I'm telling you, weaponizing it and utilizing it to your benefit, bro, that's some powerful ass shit. But like Ravana Noon was saying, that we don't need altars, but you can magically infuse any object around you in your environment to have a magical intent behind it. I don't care. Your headphones you got on right now can be utilized for some shit like that. It's that simple, bro. If you put the will and intent behind that shit that you utilize with the technology and shit, I'm telling you, you can do whatever, bro. Chaos energy has it's unlimited potential, and you are a chaos being, so you are unlimited potential. What you're able to manifest. There's no ceiling with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just know that you got all of that shit. What you know what I'm saying? You got the realm of the imagination that is fullest capacity at your disposal. You see what I'm saying? Rock with that shit, bro. And know that you got support with this shit too, with niggas like us. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying you can't help but succeed with this shit.
Yep. Dr. Spade, where you live at?
I'm in Columbia. Just moved from Jacksonville. Was living in West Palm, but my plan is to, eventually get back to Florida.
Okay.
But, Columbia, I had to come back and, I had to hit the reset button. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you, brother. But if you ever come make your way down here, brother, connect, because I'm in Florida, so. All right, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Orlando.
Yeah, I used to live in Old Town too, so I'm familiar with the area. Cool. ATL for sure.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, let me see who else we missed up here. I'm gonna say one of the best for last. So let me go to Lady Mystic.
Know who that is.
How are you, Lady Mystic? Hold on.
Good.
Okay, go ahead. I can hear you now.
Greetings.
Greetings.
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Greetings, Rogue Titan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
hi, ladies. Hi, everyone. I missed last week. I think Cosmic Serpent spoke. I was actually I went to Cuba and I went to Mexico, and I'm up here in Minnesota. It's about 13 degrees, so I had to come to. I had to go get lots of sun and warm weather, so I really enjoyed myself. Good. It's very interesting. When I was in Cuba and Mexico, a lot of the people who traveled with me, I actually went on Carnival Cruise and took a cruise there.
Okay.
And a lot of the people went to obtain souvenirs, and I was looking for statues of Santa Maria. And it was interesting because when I was asking about him, eyes kind of got big,
You're not supposed to be doing that.
No, I'm not supposed to be doing that. And when I was in Mexico, I've never seen so many skulls. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of just things for sale representing the Day of the Dead, November 1st. And so I obtained some really nice skulls and statues and different things for altars and different things that I have. And I tell you what, I'm just enjoying the path. I'm enjoying the information. Just really working self-mastery and the things that I need to do to improve my environment. A friend of mine, you know that I'm no longer on the path that I used to be on, which was a Christian path. And so she had asked me, well, what do you believe? Are you an atheist? Are you this? Are you that? And um, I didn't explain to her because I know she's not ready. However, I do give her information and I explain different things to her. We had a conversation and I explained a couple of things and I tried to show her that she needs to study. She needs to examine the Bible that she's reading and ask questions, because a lot of times when you begin to ask them questions, they just believe in what they believe and they don't ask questions and they don't have answers. So when I begin to ask these questions to her, I notice that she's really not listening or paying attention or trying to study or open up her mindset, or and she's not ready. So anyway, I just do me.
That's right.
I don't worry about what she's doing or what they're doing. I just do me. I've been on the path for about 2.5 years, 2.5, 3 years, or what have you. And I tell you what, there's a lot of information that is new to me, but I just begin to do my work and do what I need to do to make things happen in my life.
True.
That's right.
So thank you for the information. Thank you for sharing. I think that I really appreciate what Jeff Moore had shared. I think as women and as a group, it's important that we come together and direct uh, whatever we believe or feel we need to direct, because there's an attack on our families and on our children, to go in the direction of society.
That's right.
I'm really working with, I have a 15-year-old son, and I'm working with him, and he sees and he knows mom, and he asks questions, and I just give him information a little by little by little by little by little, and then he sees mom, and I asked him, and I shared with him, according to the Bible, I'm supposed to be a demon. I'm supposed to be demonic. And I said, now, your mother. Am I a demon? Am I demonic? Am I the devil? And it's good to ask questions of your loved ones and those who you're trying to share and build and provide and direct for the right information. But you know what? I tell him, you know what? Don't believe anything that mom tells you. You have to study for yourself. You have to obtain this information for yourself, because if you just believe what I say, then you basically, that's religion.
That's right.
So don't believe anything that mom says. You have to study for yourself, is what I tell him all the time.
That's brilliant. You brought up something that you just said. You live in Minnesota. I'm in Detroit, or Metro Detroit area. So I know all about the cold weather that we going through. But you went down there and you was getting to some of the sunlight and whatnot. And I don't know why I forgot until now, but absorbing sunlight is a form of devouring, and we all do it, and we all get that energy from the sunlight, and it fuels our melanin. It rises the melatonin within the skin, and but it also gives us a form of creativity when we know how to redirect that sunlight, and it makes us more vibrant. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's a natural form of absorption or devouring the natural energies of the sun. You see what I'm saying? And this is a good thing. All of us need to be doing that. You know what I mean? So, but that's, like I said, everything that you're doing as far as like walking your path and working it and, claiming your power and knowing your true nature is, that's essential in working this science. You know what I'm saying? And that, like I said, like I'm going to say it before, I don't want to sound like I'm preaching, but there's no limit to the creative expression that you are, especially as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got it going on when it comes to that aspect. And if you can claim that shit like you've been doing, man, it's, like I said, there's no limit to it, you know? So keep it up. I appreciate you checking us out, you know? Appreciate you listening to it. But like I said, Jeff Moore dropped a lot of interesting things, because I know eventually I plan on like doing lectures and stuff and whatnot on this type of shit. But if we can get together and like do a group ritual on some shit, like before we start, man, it ain't no limit to what we can produce, you know, for all our energy is all on the same type of shit. And I use that shit with my magic in the form of like magnetism and just having the thought and just focusing in on it, man. I get chills just thinking about that shit. I could already can see it happening. So, like, I'm real enthusiastic about this, as you can probably tell. So, like I said, I appreciate you checking us out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be here to support you and all that. So just make sure you keep hitting up Ravana Noon for the latest updates and all that, because we're gonna keep bringing the science to the forefront, because it's fun to wield, and you know what I'm saying, we are here to support each other. So like I said, chaos reigns supreme, and we chaos beings, and being able to utilize that with our alchemy, there's no limit to this shit.
Absolutely. And I don't like just to check out. I like to share and do the work. So I'm going to keep doing it. It's funny because when I was out in the sun, I'm a very dark-skinned individual, but I just laid in the sun. Mm-hmm. I'm going to lay in the sun until I get purple black. You know? Purple black.
Yep.
Because you know what? I know the power of the sun, and I know, you know, what it does for me. So mm-hmm. I'm enjoying. I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What type of work could I begin to do to begin to read minds and different things like that? I work with a lot of different people on my job. I interview people. I work with just, it seems like tons and tons of people, and that can be very useful. I definitely plan to get some of these books, but just any tips would be helpful.
One of them, one tip, and it's a natural tip, and it's cliche, but it's trusting your instincts. Trusting your instincts on what another, like being able to not only know the energy that you hold, but being able to tap into their aura, you be able to tell what type of thoughts they have within them. Like me specifically, I don't necessarily have to know exactly word for word what you're thinking. I can feel what you're thinking based on the frequency, based on the energy that you send out. And it registers back to me as forms of thought waves on what type of mindset that you may be on, what type of brain wave you're thinking on. You see what I'm saying? It's little subtle type of things that you just pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're dealing with people, a large group of people or whatnot. Learn, you know what I'm saying? Learn their name. You can do numerology on their name. Find out all the information that you can on that individual. You know what I'm saying? Birthday, whatever, and you can learn to build on that. Based on, you know what I'm saying, their behavior patterns, their topics of discussion they like to bring up, what they like to eat, what they like, what they don't like. All those things are like cues, and for you to be able to telepathically be able to read their mind, be able to manipulate them psychologically, all kind of things like that. That's just paying attention to just observing your environment that you're around. But there's plenty of books. I mean, there's plenty of books on these type of topics. And one of them, like, I did with like psionics. So if you want to study up on like psionics and developing all your psychic abilities, because you have them. We all have them. They have names. You know what I'm saying? You can research the shit, and there's all type of gifts and abilities that we do naturally. We just don't realize that they have names, and we can weaponize them, utilize them to our benefit. But those are things that I would do. Just start paying attention to your environment and the people that you're surrounded with, and trust your instincts, and trust that the psychic impression that you get, trust that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? I do things, I can tell a person like what type of, you know what I'm saying, how long their phone been charged up. I can tell them the percent. I've learned to be able to tell what that blood pressure they have just by tapping into their central nervous system and the energy. I can tell, you know what I'm saying, I'm good with circadian rhythm. I can tell what time of the day it is, just knowing it. It's all kind of abilities that you have, but just trust it and have the confidence that you can do this, you know what I'm saying? And know that you can do it, and then go do it. And when you get the result back, it's like, damn. It's like, wow, I can do this shit. But why wouldn't you be able to do it? You the god of your reality. That's just a natural, that's you at your base level. You see what I'm saying? And the only way is up. You know what I mean? So keep doing that. Keep, like I said, paying attention to your environment, trusting the impressions that you get. And, you know what I'm saying, get a journal and just start, you know what I'm saying, writing stuff down and see, you know, experiment, have fun with it, but be responsible, you know, because this, you can learn to do some things and then you can, like, manipulate a person's total, you know, their whole state of mind to be able to do some all kind of other stuff. So just be responsible with it. But it's a very powerful energy that we have, and just we use it all the time. We just don't realize it. So just be conscious of it.
Also, Lady Mystic, do this. This is an exercise you could try. You can sit on, okay, if you have a wall between one room and the other, sit on the other side of the room. I mean, the other room from the other room. Try to concentrate and pierce the wall to see what's happening in the room on the other side. Not only that, once you pierce the wall to see what's happening in the room on the other side, if there's other people on the side, try to figure out what they're watching.
There you go.
What happens is you start to actually project yourself into their consciousness to see out from their mind, from their eyes, and you're able to tap into their thought process or what they're thinking and everything else at that time. That's a practice I've been doing for years. It may work for you. Try it. Sit in the other side in another room. People are in another room that's adjoining to that, and see, try to pierce the wall. And you can do this, trust me. You just concentrate, practice it daily. You'll be able to actually see what's going on in that room and see what they're watching and everything else. But just practice that every day, and you'll see that you'll manifest this ability to do that.
Hey, Ravana, you know what? I utilize the same shit, bro. Yep. You know what it's called? I found out it's called consciousness transference.
Yep.
And I learned that by looking up on Superpower Wiki. That's one of the powers that Dr. Doom had. That's why I got him on my altar. And that's one of the abilities I tap into, being able to place my consciousness within another person and be able to see the environment from their perspective, from their observation. That's definitely an ability that one would try to cultivate. But it takes concentration and focus, but it can be done. You know what I'm saying? It can be done.
Remember, this is why Dr. Doom was one of the most powerful of all the so-called villains, because of that mind transference right there. Whenever you're able to tap into someone's mind, you can plant and control that person's mind and actually control their body and everything else. That's another note. But you could do this, Lady Mystic. Just practice that on a consistent basis. You'll get there.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, you know what? One more thing. Ravana, Noon. I think I know the answer, but I just want to hear from you. When we are doing a work, I hear you say, and I've heard this often, you have to believe in what you're doing and what's going to happen, and or what have you, and then you don't worry about that or what have you. Okay, you leave it, right? What's the difference between believing in religious mindset and believing when you do the work? What's the difference?
That's an excellent question. You want to know the difference?
Yes.
In religion, you have faith in something outside of yourself. This, you have faith in yourself.
That's what I thought.
Different.
Okay. Yeah.
So one, you're putting the power and mastering the power within yourself to utilize. The other one, you're believing some entity, some force, some spirit's going to do it for you. That's the major difference between the two. 95% of the world is stuck under religious worship, external worship. Only 5%, trust me, the 5% has had this correct long time ago. There's only 5% of the poor righteous teachers, supposedly 5%, who really are able to wake up the deaf, dumb, and blind. Think about that reality. They knew this way back since the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. The reality is most people are under that religious mindset, and most of them will never break free. So we can't worry about those people.
Right.
That's why this path is so strong, because you start to worry about yourself.
Right.
And when
Right.
you take control and master yourself, then you start to connect with people who are on that same journey. That's the only time a change will really occur. But if we keep trying to wake up the deaf, dumb, and blind, we're going to be shit out of luck years later, still trying to say, oh, but I try to help my people. Yeah, but some of them are just straight idiots. They need to be getting rid of. I mean, I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Any other
Right.
questions?
So basically, that's why it's so important to work on self.
Yes.
Because when you work on self, you can believe in yourself more and more, because it's you who are God and are working the magic.
Bingo. Bingo. You take
Thank you.
the power away from what we've been feeding all our life. Some fictitious, spooked ass thing or concept, and you take that power back upon yourself to increase what you've always been. One of the biggest issues that people have on this planet is power and control. The reason why that's such a psychological issue is because we always tend to give our power control over to other people. Unfortunately, it happens from childhood, because when you're a child, you give your power and control over to who? Your parents.
Parents.
You understand? Now, that's a part of evolution and social raising, but it's still teaching and instilling a child to give your power over to someone else. And what happens when a child starts to question? A lot of times people do what? Shut up, right? They tell the kid to shut up. They tell the kid go sit down. They tell the kid stop acting up. They do all these things, and you see you took the power away from that kid and did a disservice to him. Now that kid walks around afraid to question authority, question this, question that. We just created mindless slaves, mindless zombies. And it's all because of a social programming that goes back thousands of years ago. Don't question your parents. Well, if I can't question my parents and that's the first authority figure I see, what else am I going to think about? Don't question that person because they're an adult and they party like my parents. You understand? Now comes the vicious cycle that keeps going on and on and on. And we keep instilling this, taking the power away from your kids. And then you wonder why your kids are the way they are when they get older. It's our fault as parents a lot of times because we're stripping them of their own personal power. You understand? And unfortunately, it's sad, but melanated people, we do some of the craziest shit to our kids. I'm being real. I see Caucasians talk to their kids like they're adults. We talk to our kids like they savages. We talk to our kids like they retarded. You understand? It's unfortunate. Sometimes if you talk to your kids like they're an adult, them kids become scientists. They become brilliant because you're allowing them to express themselves and speak and on a level where they're able to process their thoughts and communicate it and express it. But if you shut them down, if we shut down our kids, guess what happens? They're afraid to talk. And then you wonder why they act up in school, or why they beat up Johnny down the street, or why Ray Ray's acting a fool. Is because we took that away from them. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we thank you, Lady Mystic. Let me get to a couple more before we shut down. You're welcome, because it's almost 11 o'clock. I don't know if y'all realize that, but I got to get this rolling because it's going to shut down at 11 o'clock regardless. All right?
Push it to the limit. Shit.
So thank you, Lady Mystic. All right, let's see who we got next. King Aurora, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Any questions you got for Brother Rogue Titan?
Well, I'm thankful to be invited and whatever. It's my first time. I'm happy. It's something that I've been waiting for. I was first introduced to this at an early age through psychic vampirism. I was taught at an early age, and from me growing up, I fell off root from that.
Right.
So I'm here to basically reconnect and learn and gather from like-minded individuals like myself.
Right.
All right. Appreciate that, brother. Stay in
Appreciate that,
touch.
man.
Stay connected, brother, because we're all
Right.
trying to build it.
Being man. Write this shit down, bro. Good looking.
All right, let's move on to the next so we can finish up on time. Shandy. Oops, hold on. Here we go again with this damn computer thing. Hold on, Shandy. I'll get back. Okay, here you go. Shandy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Any questions, comments for Brother Rogue Titan or myself?
Well, I was just wondering from people that are just for people that are just getting started on this path, how do you like transmute the energy that when you're devouring? Like if you feel something negative, do you just pursue that, or do you like transmute the energy into just pure energy so then you could charge yourself, or how does that look?
It's multiple different reasons or ways that you can do it. Like for me, like when I feed on the energy, I don't take it in as negative energy per se, but I just, like you said, I just transmute it through my creativity, like almost like taking energy and like washing it, so to speak. I might visualize the washing process and then being able to just absorb that energy within my chakras or whatever. A lot of times I use that to fuel my own alchemy, my own kundalini energy rising just by feeding on the ambient energy within the environment. You know what I'm saying? Being able to take that energy in, and like you said, you don't want to necessarily look at it as a positive or negative energy. It's just energy at the end of the day. That's the root foundation with how I draw that energy in. And I use it a lot to, you know what I'm saying, raise my kundalini, taking that energy and redirecting it into something I want to manifest. Just by being creative and to having a visualization and you know what I'm saying, using my imagination, being able to see something put to a plan or something I might want to do and then watch it come through. But using my creativity and my imagination by looking at something I want to manifest on paper and just seeing it being just doused with the energy that I just gathered by my psychic vampirism or whatever, and you get results from that. But it's just being creative and using your imagination is one of the essential things that you will develop on this path. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no rules to this. You know what I'm saying? And there's no ways that you can try to, you know what I'm saying, thwart this chaos energy from manifesting. But these energies are all surrounded with us all the time. But if you know how to tap into them and direct them and wield them, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it just fuels your own power. You know what I'm saying? Just self-confirmation of you being a goddess of your reality. You know what I'm saying? So have fun with this shit.
And what about like I kind of understand what Susie was saying. I think it was Susie when she was talking about when you work amongst like a lot of people that try to pull from you.
Right.
What do you do? Because I was going in and out. I hope you didn't explain all of that. I know there's different forms of protection, but what do you do like right in that moment when it's happening? Like for people who work, with others that are just draining, and then that environment just carries that type of energy, but you need to go to work, you got to deal with that shit. So
right.
It's like what do you do like psychically, mentally to protect yourself from those people trying to pull from you? And a lot of times they'll use speech situations, but that it's an energy, like they're trying to feed off of you, whether they're conscious of vampirism or not. It's human nature to be like in that state of either feeding or getting fed. So what do you do, with those situations on a more immediate standpoint?
Simple. I work with magnetism.
Yeah.
So I know how to weaponize my aura and send out a energy wave to repel all negative energy in my environment. And I no smoke, none, no wave, nobody coming. It's just like it's like I weaponize my aura, like I said, and I know how to psychically infuse my environment and send that energy out. For anybody that's feeling some type of way, come to ask me something, they might get the impression that I ain't fucking with Shannon today. You know what I'm saying? His energy is dark. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to get too close, and I send it out, and I won't get no problem in that moment if I see fit. You know what I'm saying? But I always have a Luciferian and set mindset and going into most circumstances where, you know what I'm saying, like embodying that archetype of set. I might take that energy and absorb it, but I'm detached from them emotionally, so I'm not being affected by them emotionally. Like I'm not empathetic to their problems, their stresses, and I know those type of emotions are gonna want empathy from people around them to make them feel comfortable about their negative situation. I don't give them none of that. You see what I'm saying? So I know how to get people to not say shit to me based on weaponizing my aura by using magnetism, because magnetism, you know what I'm saying, it attracts and it repels. I use it in the aspect of repelling it, and I send that shit out, and I don't get no smoke with that shit. I get 100% results from that shit when I utilize it. So you being a woman, you got to understand that you have a natural tendency to be a magnet anyway, naturally. Just by, you know what I'm saying, weaponize that. You know what I'm saying? Research, you know what I'm saying, the power of vital magnetism and animal magnetism and sexual energy of what magnetism sends out. And I'm telling you, that, you know what I'm saying, you'll see, you know what I'm saying, you'll get the information that you want out of that shit, being able to weaponize that shit. It's a natural energy you have anyway, you know? But I do that all the time.
So, like, if they do affect you, you know, for us just starting out, if they do affect you, is it because you have, like, one of your chakra system, like, unbalanced, like one of the chakras unbalanced within yourself to the reason why you're exposed to
Could be.
Yeah.
That could be a result of that. But like the mindset that you have, like I said, ritualize your human existence. When you get out of bed and you about to go to work, you gotta like be under a form of your self hypnosis that you create for yourself to be able to interact with your environment. You gotta have a certain zone, a certain mindset you get by going to even talk to people. You know what I'm saying? And once you weaponize it with a focus, will, and intent, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, archetypal energy you want to tap into, like Sekhmet, or you know what I'm saying, anybody like that, Kali, you want to have that energy, right? You want to be that bad bitch, nobody gonna fuck with you, and embody that and embrace it and know it, or nobody fuck with you. You gotta believe it, you gotta trust it, and let that energy flow within you. You know what I'm saying? You got the power of the force, and being able to utilize that shit in a working environment, you won't have nobody fuck with you with that energy. You know, they'll get close to you and they'll feel like, man, you got an attitude today. I'm leaving you alone. That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? If you get people to respond to you like that, it's something that you sending out that they registering within their mind, and I want to come mess with you. Weaponize it. Use it. You know what I'm saying? If it can be done, we do it all the time anyway. So keep that up. But yeah, work on your chakras. Learn, you know what I'm saying? Utilize them and understand the, you know what I'm saying, the different frequency pitches that they, you know what I'm saying, the different emotions that stimulate certain chakras, and just learn as much as you can about yourself, because there's no more powerful person than you, and the power that you have within your subconscious mind.
All right.
Also, let me add this: when you want to work with your chakras, people make it more difficult than it is. You know, you can use crystals, everything else. It's even simpler than that. Just meditate on your chakra. In other words, if you feel, you can tell if you really close your eyes and meditate, you can tell which chakra is blocked. You can feel it. You can feel a tight congestion in the area. You can feel all that. All you have to do is meditate in that area, visualize you releasing or pushing things out, and you'll start to feel the chakra wake up. You'll start to feel the flow of energy in that area increase. It's that simple. The one thing Rogue Titan and myself always talk about is keep it simple. We try, a lot of times we hear all this complex stuff from other people. Just keep it simple. It's that easy. If you just keep it very simple and realize you have the power and the mind to control every aspect of yourself, the work happens easily. But if we hear or listen to all these other people that give you all this complex stuff and all this difficult practices, it will kind of shut you down, because it'll make you apprehensive, like, am I doing this right? There is no right or wrong way to anything. First of all, there's your way, and that's the only thing that matters, is how you, Shandy, comes up with what works best for you. You understand? If you feel like you need to put symbols of chakras around your room, then that's what might work for you. Okay? If you feel like you need to put crystals there, that might work for you. Sometimes it's easy as taking your hands, rubbing them together like this, putting energy, increasing your energy, and putting it over the area you feel that's congested. That can help. It's very simple things. Just keep it simple and follow that spirit. Whatever that intuition, that spirit is telling you, no matter how strange it is, listen to it and do it. Okay, because your spirit can tell you to do some weird shit. I'm just gonna let you know. It's gonna tell you to do some weird stuff, and you're gonna be like, "What? I don't want to do that." Trust your spirit. It's
Run with it.
going to do right by you because it's from your true self. It's your true demonic self. Your genius supernatural self is telling you need to do this. No matter how strange it sounds, just do it. Okay. Any other questions? All right, let me go last and but not least. Let me finish off. Let me make sure I got everybody here. Yeah, I think I got everybody. All right, we're finishing off with the cosmic serpent. The cosmic serpent, how are you this evening?
Good. I'm good. I have enjoyed myself so much. Of course, I learned so much from my brothers. My brothers are on here just flowing. We have like two things to say. As far as Zeta goes, I don't know if the brother is still on here, but I'm in Virginia too, so you know about our crappy weather. We don't have the 90 degrees that's in Florida, but peace, brother.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that I'm in Hampton Roads, so you know, just let me know. Everything, I think that everything has been said has been amazing. If KG is still on here, this young lady, believe me, I've been there when you can't fight it. When you're like, this is where I belong. This is what I need to be doing. And outside of that, I don't know what else there is, but it's just getting to the knowledge and you come to a great place because Brother Noon has a wealth of information on his channel. My other brother, the Rogue Titan, has one, you know, great information on their channel. So reach out. I'm here. You know, I'm on Instagram. Just please, because I've been there and I know exactly how you feel. And, you know, absolutely. And that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for the information tonight. You guys rock. Everybody had the greatest questions. It was just lovely. So that's all I had to say.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Cosmic Serpent. All right, let me just say my closing statement, and then Brother Rogue Tide, I'm gonna let you finish it off. I don't know if any of y'all are into Sith lore or not, but there's a certain Sith called Darth Nihilus. Look it up if you haven't heard of him. Darth Nihilus was famous for devouring whole planets, not just people. He would devour the entire planet. Okay. His power became so strong that it was hard for him to contain his body in a form, in a shape. So he had to create a deific mass to be able to channel his body and keep it in one form or fashion. Do you understand? I bring this up because we're talking about devouring. But there's a whole nother level to this devouring. When you're able to devour a whole planet's energy, you really working on some real next level shit. Every one of y'all are devouring planet or part of the planet every day. It's called breathing. When you breathe, you're devouring the air, the oxygen and nitrogen, et cetera, that is coming from what? The trees. You're devouring the trees every day. Now, if you could devour that, which is called air, right, produced from the tree called oxygen, then what else could you devour? You can go further than that. Okay, you can devour, as Brother Rogue Titan was saying, you could devour the sun's energy. You could devour the moon's energy, which is really not its own sunlight. It's the own light. It's reflecting the light from the sun back down here. You are the sun and the moon, so you have the power and ability to absorb more than just where you're at. You can devour somebody, like I'm in Florida. I could devour somebody in Japan. All I have to do is zone in, find their frequency and vibration, and I could devour them. Don't limit your power and ability to absorb and devour in these limited mindsets of, I can only devour in Florida, or I can only devour in Georgia or whatever. No. That Darth Nihilus devoured whole planets. He would go from planet to planet in different galaxies devouring. These stories are written for a reason, and I'm going to tell you why. The story of the Sith is your story as melanated people. The word Sith, when you do the etymology, you really see that it comes from the word Seth. Seth is Set, okay? That whole cosmology, that whole Sith lore is based upon Set. And that is where the story, and George Lucas basically grafted that story from Set to create the Scythian order known as the Sith. This is why they use the red and black color. If you want to really devour, you wear a lot of red and black. That's another science. Wear a lot of red and black. You understand why. Black absorbs what, y'all? Absorbs all colors. It takes all colors to create black. You understand? That is your natural ability as melanated people. You get it? You're melanated. You're darker skinned by nature. You are absorbing the visual light spectrum, absorbing all energy at once, naturally. Now imagine when you put your mindset, your focus behind that, how much more powerful it can become, right? Think about that. You are Darth Nihilus. You are these Sith because that is your story. Because when you study the story of certain Sith, they rose from slavery. They rose from being weak. They rose from being whatever they were caged to be, to unleash their power, to unleash their emotions, to unleash their anger, to unleash their mind and stop being controlled and confined like the Jedi. The Jedi teach you to confine and control yourself, right? They teach you that emotion is not real. Emotion is a lie, is a part of the Jedi code. What do the Sith say? Peace is a lie. There's only what? Passion.
Right.
Think about that. The concept we've been given of peace is a lie, because to truly have peace, you must really learn to fuel your passion, live by your desires, and you'll understand what true peace is. As long as your desires are not released, embellished in, you're always going to have no peace in your life. You're not going to have that because that's what's fueling you and you're not feeding it. You're ignoring it. You're religiousizing it. You're putting it in a cubbyhole or whatever the case may be. Live by your passions, whatever they may be. Never let anybody tell you not to live by your passions. And you'll see how you naturally are a devourer by nature as a melanated being. Don't limit your own power. Go ahead, Brother Rogue Titan. Finish it off.
And don't limit your own power. And also, man, confidence. You gotta have confidence in your ability to be able to manifest all of this and know that you can do it. See it within your mind with your creativity and your imagination and embody it. Carry it out. You know what I'm saying? Having confidence in being able to manifest your truest desire and being able to absorb all functions of energy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all around you all the time. Being the dictator of your reality, taking your chaos and putting it to order where you see fit. You know what I'm saying? And just know that you can do this. You know what I'm saying? Know that you got support.
Yeah.
Know other people that you can conversate with, reach out to me and everybody up on here. We bounce off ideas. You know what I'm saying? Go up on the astral plane. We might even do a meditation, whatever. There's no limit to all the things that we can have with this shit. You know what I'm saying? But just know that you can do it. Know that it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Don't have no thought forms of negativity you should produce that's gonna take away any of your gifts, any of your abilities within yourself. Abolish all negative thoughts pertaining to yourself. And when you speak with intent and speak with words that's gonna reinforce the power that you hold, and that's gonna reinforce you acquiring more power every day. Every word you every day. You know what I'm saying? Weaponizing your reality, ritualizing your human existence, and using your words to shape and mold the reality that you want to manifest. That's the power and that's the gift that you have by just being a god or goddess of your reality. And that's you at your base level. At your base level, you're a god in this reality. And the only way is up from that. You know what I'm saying? So rock that shit. Know that you can do it and have fun with it, man. And be enthusiastic about it.
Indeed. Indeed, brother. Let me finish it off with a last few Shit, my mind's blank as fuck, bro. Announcements. Yeah, let me finish it off with announcements. Next week, we're going to have the Sister, the Cosmic Serpent here. So all you ladies, pass the word. Let it be known the Sister Cosmic Serpent will be speaking. The week after that, all three of us will be speaking together. Eventually, I want to see if we can get the brother Jeff Moore up here breaking down some stuff too. All right. So eventually, you don't act like you surprised, brother. Yeah, you.
Yeah.
You. You're the only one Jeff Moore on here. So we're gonna get you up here too. Eventually, I want everybody in this room to be able to lead a discussion, break some stuff down. It's good for the experience, y'all. I'm telling you, it's good for the experience. You'll be shocked what you can do when you start doing these things. All right. So keep that in mind. The Sister Cosmic Serpent be here next week. The week after that, all three of us will be up there. I'm gonna work with the Sister Trina to have an event here in Orlando. We're trying to really get this stuff in effect, so we can all meet each other physically, not just see each other, but meet each other physically. And we're going to do a ritual, a grand ritual. It's going to be, trust me, it's going to be next level ritual. I've been working on a lot of rituals. I'm gonna pick the best and specific one for that day, so we could all live get together. Then afterwards, we'll probably go out to eat, hang out, do things to actually just also hang out, get to know each other on a personal level. All right. So keep your eyes out for that. On Thursday, those who are in the necromancy class, we're gonna meet up again and build on the difference between conjuring, summoning, and commanding, and things of that nature. There is a difference between all of that. Okay. We're gonna go further into that and spirits, absorbing spirits, controlling spirits, things of that nature. Right. Yeah. That Brazilian joy is still there, Darkness Bay. I just saw what he said. It's still there, by the way. But iDrive's done changed completely here. So when you come again, Darkness Bay, you're gonna be like, damn, the city's different. All right. So also, on Thursday we're gonna do necromancy because next Friday I'll be on YouTube live again. I'll pick another topic to talk about. Lately I've been on the Luciferian mindset, so it's probably gonna be something with that again. So join me Friday at 7 on YouTube. Get your knowledge on before you get your party on. That's my old saying. I'm gonna keep saying that. Get your knowledge on before you get your party on Friday, so you can get charged up, hyped up, then go out and devour some serious shit that night. All right. So good to see y'all. Unfortunately, I had technical difficulties, so when I put the video up, we probably only caught. Let me see how long we caught this for. I think we got about an hour and a half. So unfortunately, I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can retrieve what we lost because we were hitting on some serious shit before this thing messed up on me. If I can't, I'm gonna just put this part up there because either way, I want Brother Rogue Titan to be out there. Put up what we have. All right. Thank y'all for joining. If you have any questions, hit me up at darkcultist99 at outlook.com. Also, for those who were asking, most likely www.serpentcrystals.com will close at the end of the month. If y'all were there Friday, you know why. So if you need any products before the end of the month, get on that website, get what you need. There's a lot of vampiric shit on there. So if you want that to absorb, devour, is on there. All right?
Right.
Anything else? Peace.
Yeah. Peace. Peace, peace, peace.